Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we are at the final launch. This is the last ship we're going to launch unless this thing runs out of fuel, crashes, or otherwise explodes. Let's go ahead and get the gravity turn mod going here so that we can get the show on the road. We want to get up to 150 kilometers. We want our... Actually, no, I'm sorry. We'll start this at 100 meters. We want our turn angle at 10 degrees, sure. We're going to set this to 70 seconds. We are going to, destination height is 150, and our roll is 0 because we're starting off already rolled so that down is at the 90 degrees. Because this thing has a little bit of aerodynamicness, and I figured, hey, why not? We can let the auto stage manager go, and go. Okay, we have a special here. We have people who aren't engineers. We've got H.M. Kerman V, who was Jeb back in the first episode. He is the pilot of this expedition. He's actually a pilot. We've also got Run DVI. He's actually a scientist. There's a reason for this. The thing here, we need at least one pilot and one scientist when we encounter the monolith that I'm still hoping I didn't blow up in the last episode. So they have to go to that. So that's why they're here. Coming along with them, we've got Nightingale, Mateus, and Kyle, who have been in the show before, but we've run out of names. So they get to go to the 3 anomalies. Nightingale gets to go to Bop, Mateus gets to go to Vol, and Kyle gets to go to Tylo. And Galen came along for the ride because I had room for 4 people, and I figured, hey, why not get an A in the S, as the case may be. And right as we enter space, we are about to drop those very large, very expensive, and now very useless side boosters. And also drop the fairing, which, because we're thrusting very slowly, is just going to kind of worm its way out from under the thing. And now this thing doesn't look like Serenity from Firefly very much anymore. But we've got 4 nukes. We've got a whole bunch of junk hanging off the back here. All of our people are in these things here, and now the nuclear engines are blasting our way into space. And might not be the most efficient launch, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. We brought extra fuel, so we should be fine. Let's go ahead and get these going too. Looks like one of them's upside down. Yeah, one pair of these guys is backwards from the other ones. I'm sure it's not due to shoddy construction on the ground crew's side. I'm pretty sure there's very good reasons why that was done. But yeah, this is an interesting ship. It's just, I mean, literally it's just crew cabins, a bunch of fuel, a bunch of nukes, and the landers. We've got the Bop lander, the Vol lander, the Tylo lander, and then this is going to, the whole thing is going to meet up with the monolith. And I decided to put this thing into a 150 by 150 kilometer orbit because, whoa, that's, I was expecting, oh, did, it looks like Kerbal Engineers fixed. It's no longer stopping me at 3 minutes, it's actually stopping me when the burn is supposed to happen, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do the burn. But, I put myself in this 150 by 150 orbit because that's where the station is, and I've made this node here that comes up in 2 hours. I made that at the station. So I want to copy that node and use it. So the station's in a 150 by 150 orbit, so we're going to be in a 150 by 150 orbit. 151 by 149 works for me. Now, if we set him as our target, we'll see his maneuver node, and it's right here. So let's actually get past it. We'll get it on the next orbit. So we're going to place a maneuver node of our own. And we're going to put it right here. Now, we're not going to be able to do this maneuver node. It's just too much. And this maneuver node is 1948. The reason we're not going to be able to do it is it's over 11 minutes long. And I can't do a burn that's 11 minutes long at this orbit. I could, but it would be a huge waste. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do half of it. we're going to do about 6 minutes of it. So 1948, half of 1800 is 900. So let's say 950. We want to do 6 minutes. Let's do 980. There we go. 980 is 6 minutes and 0 seconds. 980 is too much. 980 is too much. We can't go 980. Let's do 950. Let's do 900. Let's do 850. There we go. And basically we're going to do this burn and then we're going to reset our... yeah, we got past the node because we were screwing around with it. I almost wanted to just abandon this. You know what? I'm going to abandon this one. We'll go plus an orbit. We'll do this one on the next orbit. That's it. 36 minutes and 20 seconds. 38 minutes and... yeah, 38 minutes and 17 seconds. So yeah, the thing is correct. Presumably... yeah. Maybe I was reading it wrong. I actually think I was looking at the wrong ship in map mode. Doesn't matter. We're off. This thing is not perfectly balanced, and let's just say I could have sprung for more reaction wheels on it. Or, heaven forbid, RCS jets. And you see these the reaction wheels on these guys are working overtime. They're making the whole thing shake, which is possibly part of the problem. But... it's not so bad that I can't keep the burn going in the right direction, even at double time warp. And right about there. It's about the best we can expect. So let's set up our new maneuver node. Let's set this as our target again. That's got to be close enough. Let's go ahead and... put about $1,000 into this and see what it looks like. Obviously, it's not in the right direction nor at the right speed. Let's go ahead and put it right where it belongs and then add enough to it to make it go in the right direction, which it's not doing. Is that seriously the direction it's sending us? Yep, so we don't need to go that far. It's probably closer to that then. Let's set Jool as our target. Okay, there it is. If we change the time we leave even a little bit. There we go. I guess we're going to go with that. It's kind of... we're going up a bit higher than I would like to go, to be honest. But I'm going to let it go. Yeah, I'm just not used to the alarm clock going right down to the maneuver node. So that's exactly what it did. It was... I could have gotten that first orbit when I abandoned it. If I had read my tools, if I had understood my tools better, I would have known. See, it says it goes from minus to plus, and it's basically at 0 right now. Or maybe it's not. You know what? It's not. It's not saying burn in that time. It's going down to the 0 hour. So Kerbal Alarm Clock did fail me, and I might be paying a hefty price for that. Yeah, I'm actually restoring from my last quick save. Because that's a bunch of baloney. Yeah, I'm gonna modify the alarm here for maneuver nodes, even though it says use half burn. That's obviously being completely ignored by the game, and I don't know why, but it is. So let's go ahead and add our 3-minute margin on here because that's what we need. So I was reading my tools right. They were just lying to me. Now, 6 days, 4 hours and 55 minutes. That's 3 minutes before that. Now we're set up right. Yeah, it's these dots that I was looking for. And because they had vanished so earlier before it, I didn't notice. Okay, we're still off by 5 seconds, but in the whole vast scheme of things, 5 seconds isn't going to matter. Learn from me. Don't change your tools around midway through a career. Learn them on the cheap little missions around the Kerbin system, and then leave them alone when you're going to Jool. That's actually probably okay, because generally when you do the mid-course correction, it moves you back and forth, and it tends to move me this way, it seems, as I send things to Jool. So, okay, let's get us out of the sphere of influence here, so we get better abilities with precise node. Okay, and then we're going to plop a maneuver node down. We are going to go back in orbit like we like to do, And then we're going to say snap to the ascending node, which is right there. That looks perfect to me. Normal down by hundredths, probably. Looks like 200 is just about right. Definitely don't want to prograde by hundredths. Prograde is better than radial in this case. Gets us faster in there for cheaper. There we go. Get it equatorial, which it looks like it is now. And we need an encounter with lathe or Tylo, ideally. Those are the two good ones. Looks like we're not going to get so lucky with either one of them. Set Tylo as a target. When we get into orbit, it will show us where Tylo is going to be. Okay, there's where Tylo is going to be. Now, if we speed up 1 and then radial back. Yeah, see, the trick is you want to come in behind the planet as it's going around and then swoop around, and it eats up some of your velocity because it throws you out the side. You leave it with the same velocity you came in, but your forward velocity with respect to Jool is gone. Yeah, I want to go this way, and then maybe... Generally, if you just fiddle with radial and prograde, you'll get it eventually. But I'm not being so lucky this time. But see, if I change it by a little bit, you see by going faster, we're getting there earlier, and Tylo is moving. And then if we move radial... Yeah, see, both of these ways are pushing Tylo the wrong way, though. See, I want to meet Tylo when it's over here. And I think what I have to do is I have to just suck it up and make it go all the way around an entire orbit. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and go prograde 2 and then radial all the way back. We should be bringing Tylo back towards us now. We are. Okay, retrograde. Retrograde, radial forward. See, it is bringing Tylo back this way, but we still got to go farther. Retrograde, radial forward. Getting better. Retrograde, radial forward. Aha! This is where the money's at. We also need normal. Yeah, but none of these are a capture. It might just be that we have to suck it up. Yeah, in order to get a capture, we're gonna have to crash into Tylo. What if at 75 we just slow down enough to get captured? How much is that gonna cost? This is 200 and change, and for not even 100, we can get captured by Jool, and then once we're captured by Jool, then we'll have as much time as we need. We should note that we don't need these big engines anymore because we're not doing any more burns, or not the big engines. We don't need the extra engines. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to transfer, let's do both of these into this guy, because this guy is now empty because he's emptied into these guys. So we're going to transfer into him from all of these tanks here. Okay. And then now this guy has all of his liquid fuel. This guy, though, is also empty. So I think we can actually fit all of these guys into him. He's empty. Or he's full, I should say. He's got stuff in him. Let's go ahead and transfer into him. And because they were empty, I think these ones might actually need some fuel too. So we might be able to dump these engines right now is what I'm thinking. Although actually it looks like, are they going to all fit? It's like perfect. Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's almost perfect. It almost fit in there. So these guys are now completely empty. All of these fuel tanks are empty. And all of these fuel tanks are empty. So let's hit F5, just in case I screwed up staging, and there they go. Doubling the length of our burn, but it doesn't matter because we're out in solar space. The length of our burns just doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, I wanted those engines for the Kerbin burn. just because that's the burn that needed the most meters per second. But now that we're out in space and we're going to Jool, where we're going to be doing a lot of gravity assists with other moons and stuff, I just don't need the beef that I had on Kerbin. Plus, we've got a lot less fuel now than we did when we were around Kerbin, so there's that too. Missed my timing a little bit, but out here it doesn't really matter. What does matter, though, is nailing this burn as close as possible, which also means not overshooting it when the time comes. So I'm just going to kind of manually keep this guy right on the maneuver node. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we're going to do little burns. We're going to make sure we're aimed right at it on the nav HUD, and we're going to go zoop. Not going to believe Kerbal, or the nav ball telling me I'm in the green. I'm actually watching this number right here, 0.68, 0.55. I planned this down to the 100th of a meter. That's a centimeter, by the way. I'm going to burn it to the centimeter. We are crashing into Tylo. I'm not going to bother trying to fix that out here. We'll try to fix it way out here when we enter Jool's sphere of influence. We might actually be able to tweak it amazingly crazily. Yeah, this is how we're coming in. So if we radial just a teensy bit, not that teensy of tinsiness, just get a periapsis and see what our orbit around Jool looks like. I am a fan. Of course, that is a 5,000 meter periapsis over Tylo, which frankly scares the crap out of me. What if we give it just a little bit more? 72. 72 kilometers. That's the difference right there. That's crazy. What if we go down to, say, 10 kilometers? It's not really helping all that much. Also, we want to do a little bit of normal just to make sure we're perfectly flat coming out. Tell you what, let's memory save this maneuver node because we like it. But what if instead we do this and go up to 100? Mission parameter says I want to be, and it's weird, I want to be at about 100 by about 2,000 kilometers. There's reasons for that. I don't know if they're good ones, but they're my reasons. Like, what's this going to cost? This node is nothing. 660. What do we have? We've got 4919. So let's say 700 when we're all said and done, even though it's less than that. That's 4219. Yeah, that's worth it. That's worth it just to not have to deal with anything. And then we'll do the rest of it there. Okay. Well, we have a 1 second burn in 3 years, so let's get to it. Hitting quick save because I'm gonna go 3 minutes early. It shouldn't matter this far out. I mean, we are 33 days away from Tylo, so this far out, 3 minutes shouldn't matter. Oh, hill of beans. Give it a tad more. 98. I just wanted over 100. Okay. Well, we are now in Tylo's sphere of influence. And this ship is not going to leave it until we're done with the mission and we're ready to go to the monolith. This is a 5-minute burn. Wow. So much for we're not going to have a lot of really long burns. By the way, here's what Tylo looks like from 100 kilometers. Pretty impressive, really. Also at 3 times time warp. I think we're orbiting it backwards, but oh well. Done. 2 megameters by 100 kilometers. That's what we wanted, and that's what we got. And look at that, the sun is even rising. Well, what you can call the sun. It's way over there. But I'm going to leave you here. I don't know how long this episode's going to be, but I've been playing for over an hour. Next episode, we are going to go to Bop. Episode after that is Vol. Episode after that is Tylo. And episode after that is the Monolith. I hope you're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later.